Silver's price pathway is clear, sort of. Let me explain. We'll look at it on the smaller time frames and then we'll zoom out, look at the macro as well. We'll do some gold analysis, might even do some digital assets, may or may not have taken a trade in that kind of area too. And we'll take chart requests from you as well. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, yep, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, going out live on YouTube, X, and Facebook right now. Before we get to the silver stuff, again, use the time codes. Head over to here for me. Looks like my YouTube comments are not working again, but that's really annoying. But what do? Head over to x.com/it's Joe Main. Let me do this. And why would you want to join me over there? Well, all the other hot takes that I have, plus I do this little thing which helps me get nice and potentially trending over there too. And let's go back and we've got to do what is called the synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage. I grab my tasty beverage and we slurp our beverages together wherever you are in the world. I've got mine. Have you got yours? Yeah, I always drink non-fluoridated water. Screw that fluoride. I've had enough of it over the years and you must do it audibly. It's the slurp heard around the world. Let's do it synchronously together. Go. Yeah, looks like my YouTube comments are having another awful time. Can you hit me with a like? That would be lovely. Thank you very much. I'm Joe Main, random Aussie guy. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010. Been into the crypto thing for a good bit of time. Currently out of it mainly. Back in just a little bit now. I'll explain that after the silver thing. And I do this show. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, everything in between, of course, talking about silver and other investable assets. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange. Just look over there. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. If you want to learn to be any kind of decent investor, you need to go to investor school. Really? Trading analysis school, market analysis school? Like any other thing, you want to learn something, you go to school for it. Send me an email, joe.main@masteringthemarkets.com. I'll go through the courses with you and I'll tell you how good they are and how much better I am as an investor for doing them. And Stormrake, stormrake.com, a full service cryptocurrency brokerage. You get discounted fees when you buy through my link and all that kind of stuff. I'll put it somewhere. Let's just, if you don't mind, just let me check. I'm going live. I am going live, but no comments on the YouTube for some reason. So annoying. So do me a favor, will you? Can you guys head over to, that's not the one I wanted. There we go. If you want to take part in the chat, what I'll get you to do is head over to the x.com/it's Joe Main. So you can join over there on that chat instead. And then what you would do is you would do this. You would go into here and then you'll be able to either type as a reply, but the chat function should come up. I think it's because it's mine. I can't actually do it. But actually, no, if you do this, click onto that, and then you can pop all your chats underneath. That's my understanding. So if you want to take part, take part. Looks like we may not have many chats today, many chart requests or anything. So we'll just get straight through to the stuff that we do. We do have Duck Slayer. Oh, no, the YouTube comments are coming through. Some of them are, at least. Good morning, says, is it just Duck Slayer? Fair enough. Duck Slayer. Are you like a hunter or something? Is that what you do? You like duck shooting? Let's see. AU Zeke Geek. Morning from Karratha. Good old Karratha. Okay, now they're coming through. Hello, Plain Lance. Good on you, Lance. Good to see you, my friend. Hey, Joe. Chat working today? I think it is now. Maybe you guys were just shy. Good morning, stackers. There we go. We're coming through. Fantastic. Let's go to the silver thing and let's talk about it, shall we? Good. All right, let's talk about silver's pathway being clear. Now, obviously, I need to give a big caveat with that. I'm not talking on the short-term time frame. I am talking on the long-term time frame. But even on the short-term time frame, that was a mouthful. Short-term time frame. That's like edited. I edited it. That's a bit by someone very funny. On the short-term time frame, there's a couple of main pathways. Now, obviously, it's like, oh, really, Joe? The price can go up and the price can go down. Really? No shit, Sherlock. It's like, well, yes, but now we have a clear defined levels that will tell us very likely, not 100%, but very likely, if this, then that. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, and we can even take this to the 4 hour, close enough for Jazz, something like that. Very clearly now, you might be in one of two things. Well, you might be in an ABC correction, which is heading down further, this sort of larger ABC like this. So some people are suggesting, instead of this being that being the ABC, and then we go 1, 2, and then we just kind of continue up from here. Some people are suggesting that it might be that's your A, that's your B, and then you get a C partner leg, which could take it back down to the double bottom there, maybe $60, $64, or it can even do what is called an expanded flat. An expanded flat, actually not an expanded flat, it will just be like a normal ABC, so ignore that. So ABC correction and down into your 50s, something like that, possibly even back to the previous all-time high of about $50 US. Some people think it's that, and others believe that, while it's still a possibility, others believe that it's no, that was your ABC, that was that, and now we're just making higher highs, higher lows, and nothing's really, we're just trending. We're in a bullish market structure. You're making higher highs, higher lows, and we're going to continue to do that. But the pathway, those two pathways are very quite clear to me and to some others, which is right here from this low and this high, you have the expected support range. And I was saying the other day that as long as you held above the bottom end here of $80, okay, that's just market go up, market go down, market zig, market zag, but we're making, again, higher highs and higher lows. That's fine. What we would need to see is it break back above the top end here. So you're in this zone here, and what it does here, if it breaks out of this zone, up and out, looking great. Okay, if it breaks down below this zone and remains as resistance, down we go, and it's much more likely that we then get that ABC. That's the short answer. The two pathways. So clear above there, do that, brilliant. Do that, and through there, and remain as resistance, and then, it's very likely that we're doing that ABC thing. So that's pretty much it. So it's more likely that we do that if we break through there, and I'm just repeating myself, but if we, and then that's just higher highs, higher lows, fantastic, and onwards and upwards we go. There are varying opinions as to why that might be. Some people are looking at it from a purely sort of Elliott wave kind of thing and sort of more narrative, and others are looking at it from the it's predictive TA versus reactive TA. And this is what David Bird, head of Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, was saying in a private live stream yesterday, is that if you're using predictive TA is technical analysis, is like Elliott wave. So it's noticing patterns and going, well, we've seen this pattern many times before. It looks like that, so I'm betting on that. And reactive TA is going, well, actually, we're just making higher highs and higher lows, so we don't know yet until the data is in. The data is in when you do through there or through there. So that window is around about $80 to $86. So a $6 window. And that's it. So those two pathways for me, very clear. You can see that clear area of support became resistance. So then that's a support resistance flip. Brilliant. And what is my bet on either side if someone were to ask me? Put a pew-pew to my head and say, which one are you betting? So then I would need to look for the volume, and I would need to look at the indicators as well. So you can see, at least on the 4-hour time frame, you can see here that we've touched the bottom of the relative strength index. So that is extremely oversold already. We've gotten just into it. You don't spend forever there. Okay, so you bounce there generally. What you could also potentially say is that we have hidden bullish divergence there as well. So you've got a higher high. Let me start that again. You've got a higher low on the price, and you've actually got technically a lower low on the relative strength index. That could be signaling hidden bullish. I'd have to double check my rules on that, though. I'm learning, all this stuff at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I'm not sure whether that plays out. Depends on what wave we're in, but we're definitely, we're at that bottom end there, and we've bounced off it too. And the volume is quite telling, because no dead air, Joe. This is radio, don't you know? It would seem that, take a look at the support on that. Okay. So the volume would say that the buyers are still very much in control of the market and they're eating up the dips. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean. Look at that. That is a support and resistance flip. Whereas if you take that same area, that is not. So what you can see here is the price here, if we go like this, see how the price has come up through that support line and it's broken back down through, except the volume is maintaining that previous resistance as support. So the volume is kind of leading the charge, and volume is very important when you're looking at prices. Really, Joe? Volume is very important. So it's saying something. There's a bit of divergence there. It's making lower lows, and you can also see here that it's not making lower lows, making lower lows on the price, but not making lower lows on the volume. That's a good thing. Okay, so on balance of probability, my feeling is that we do that. I'll give it a 70% chance and that a 30% chance. Cool. Could I be wrong? Yes. Does it matter in the long term? No. So now let's talk about the general pathway for the long term. For anyone new to the channel, and I'll get rid of all of this for the moment. Let's go with longer term. And even if we do, let's go to the daily. Even if we do the following, and I'll get rid of you too, and I'll pop you on, I'll do your logarithmic. Even if we get into the ABC, so if it is this thing, and then we start making, the lower lows, we're getting into the 60, kind of your early 50s, etc., that's just a blip along the way. Here's what you're not doing. And the pathway is very clear. For my regular subscribers, you know this, but let me just show you for the uninitiated, okay? Here's what you don't do, and I won't go through the whole thing because it's, my regular subscribers I've seen this about 10 million times before, so I'll keep it really, really brief. But here's what you don't do. You don't break out of a 40-year bear market as such. Well, I mean, that was a bull market there, but you don't break out of 1980 high of $50. It took 40 years, so it took 30 years to get there again, and it didn't break out. It's taken 45 years to break the previous all-time high of 1980. You don't do this. That's not a thing, okay? That's not what happens. The beach ball, that's nothing like this is happening, okay? So whether if you bought at the top, the recent top of about $120, you're like, fuck, I bought at 120 and now I'm like all the way down. Chill. You're totally cool, okay? Prices just don't do that. Now, if there's some kind of crazy black swan event that we all can't see coming, and then it's a mass picket, right? That's why I give it like a 99.99% guarantee. You got to leave that 0.1% for something you can't see. Massive silver deposits. We find an asteroid with pure silver asteroid, whatever it is, right? Increases the supply, or let's say the demand goes down for some reason. It's not going to do it, but let's say it does, and sure, that could happen. Not with the current supply and demand fundamentals that silver has, okay? And I don't need to tell you about the supply shortages. I don't need to tell you about the massive demand. You're already in silver for that reason. Cool? That's not a thing. So what we do know is that we are going higher for sure, and the general pathway is going to be something like this, okay? It's that. We just don't know where this sits yet. Is it here already at the 120? Are we going to head up a little bit more to say, 140, 150 before we have a slightly longer term pullback, which we will. So that's the 1, 2, 3. You are going to get a pullback from either from here or from around about here-ish. Okay, we've got until around about April, May to make some potential new highs, and then we're going to go through some kind of pullback. Don't know exactly where to and for how long. Okay, but that'll take it to the wave 4, and then we've got the wave 5, and this takes you out to 2030, 2031, 2032, that kind of couple of year difference, something like that. That's the general pathway on the longer term timeframes for silver in the next 4-5 years. Cool? So short answer is don't sweat the small moves. Only sweat the small moves if you are looking to buy at the very best time for you. Now, the very best time for you to buy silver is now. When's the next best time? Tomorrow. When's the next best time? Whenever you can. Okay, you buy on regular, on your paycheck, you buy once a month, pick a point, buy it at whatever price it is, and then you're averaging your cost in over time. But if you're like, no, I've got to just draw all the blood from the stone and I need to have my perfect win, then you would be waiting, I guess. You would be waiting to see what we do here. So if we break out of that $86 level and hold above 86, that's your go time to buy more, and you'd be pretty darn confident that you're not going to see lower prices if you break and hold $86 specifically. And then if you break down below around about $80, and if you want, you can really like play it safe and go, okay, back through there, because you guess you break through there and then have a double bottom, that could, but if you start breaking through there, yeah, no, then you're definitely heading lower. So that's just for the got to get it at the perfect price for me people. Otherwise, dollar cost average, you're good. And that's the general pathway. Pathway is very clear for the longer term, couple of pathways for the shorter term, and don't sweat the small stuff. So that is silver. Let me go back to the comments, see if I have any more. And then, we're going to take chart requests. We're going to look at gold. I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin today. I'm taking a look at Bitcoin today because I have taken a trade on Bitcoin. How dare I, as a seasoned silver stacker, take a position in cryptocurrencies? Well, it's looking good at the moment, so I shall, and I did. Comments though. Joe Main being censored. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. Maybe it was just delayed. Mark Bainbridge. Hey, Mark. Flying too close to the wind again. Watch out for it. That main sail. Mark, my old boss from Goldstacker days, my very first job in the bullion industry. Mark was my boss. And the man who has the most puns and the most crazy stuff. This looks like it's just the zag and the zig and zag we're expecting. Yeah, you could absolutely be right. Yeah, my bias is to the upside at the moment. Can you chart HYMC today, please? Thank you, Duke Slayer. I will take a look at that again. JC, me again. APX could get a nice bounce off the 618 today. Could be a nice risk to reward play with a tight stop. We all have a tight stop, don't we, boys? Hey. I feel silver has not really shown much strength last weeks. Slow grinds up in large flushes down. Just got to watch that volume though. Pulse fire. Even the tailwind news of war was met with a significant sell-off. Yeah, I see the other side of it. Monday, it had its chance. Yeah, it was kind of lackluster, wasn't it? To break back 100, but couldn't with the tailwind. Why would a couple of days later be different when silver does moonshot back to 100? Not saying it moonshots back to 100 at all, but technical analysis is technical analysis, and if this, then that. So my bias is to the upside because the volume is still good. That's why. KCN chart request, please. Cool. As I've got a few there, that's great. Get more in, and I'm just going to do the gold price very quickly, and then I am going to take a look at Bitcoin because I have taken a trade. Here's gold. Start that again, Joe. Here is gold on the 4-hour time frame price in USD. We are looking at, where are we? Pricing, Joe? Oh, 5,140. What is 5,140? Can anyone... Pub quiz, hotshots. What is 5,140? That is the... And I'll show you. That's the exact price, which is the top end of the zag zone that we've been talking about. And that's been that price that I have said needs to hold, or else, okay, maybe we head down further. I'll show you here. There it is. And there it is. Cool. Right. Look at that. Look at it. This is why Fibonacci for the absolute win. I knew about Fibonacci. What's Fibonacci and all that? I knew about Fibonacci and I was using it as, as a tool. I didn't realize I was using it not really in the correct way. It wasn't until I started learning from Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, that I actually knew how to input Fibonacci perfectly. And when you know how to input it correctly, geez, it's interesting how it all lines up. Look at that. From that high and that low, you've got the zag zone. The zag zone is the expected resistance range or support range, depending on which way you're popping it in. So again, from this high and this low, you had this area here that you needed to get out of and hold above in order for me to say brand new all-time high for coming for gold imminently, in a matter of days and weeks, not months and months and months from now. So we had done that. Again, I'll give you the quick thing. We came up into the zone, great, bounced out, higher low, fantastic. Saw it as resistance. You expect resistance there because it's the expected resistance range. Cool. What did we do? Beautiful support, fantastic. Held that as support, didn't break down through it. Great news. Here, broke through, held as support, fantastic, and then we started breaking out. So I said, look, hey, guys, we're above here, brand new all-time high coming, as long as we stay above the top end of the zag zone, and that's at 5,140. We closed the day, we broke down through, okay? Through, what kind of voice was that? I'm a Muppet. We broke through, and where did we find exact support? It's almost like this stuff is pre-programmed, or we're living in a simulation, or more so, is it really that enough people use this as a key tool and then they place their trades accordingly? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Or even algorithmically, if it's just all bot trading, some people believe, all these markets are just all bots. Like if you take Bix Weir, for example, old school OG silver stacker, he talks about it's just all computer generated, stuff, and all the big stuff, and us little minnow people, we're just fighting against the algorithms. Okay, well, algorithms have to use certain rules. Looks like they use the Fibonacci as a certain rule then, if that's the case. Look at it, that's exact. I didn't move this. That's perfect. Okay, so that was it. And look, psychological value of $5,000 as well. So we closed there and get rid of all that. We close, I don't like the fact that I like the fact that we bounced there. I don't like the fact that we broke out, but then we closed exactly at the top end. So I need to see gold break out and hold there. As long as we hold there, okay, new all-time high coming. If we start breaking back below in here and start down that, not preferable. Very Aussie, not preferable. We got to stay above here. Hey, if we get back into here and then do that again, okay, fine. Another fake out, no problem. Get over and stay over 5,140. New all-time high coming. Below it, can't say it is. So right now, I'm literally on the fence. So I have to say 50-50 at this stage. Cool. Let's look at Bitcoin because I have taken a trade. I'm in, baby. Okay. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame priced in USD. We're talking $72,682. I have a position in Bitcoin right now, unless I got stopped out. But let me check on that. No, my position is still good for the moment. Cool. So why did I take that position? We've been talking about Bitcoin recently because, and I said in this general area here, looks like it's probably going to break out, and then I'll probably take a trade if we get over a certain level. That certain level was hit for me, and that was there. Now I missed it because I was just doing other stuff. I got in a little bit higher. Okay, so I'm happy to write it down a little bit. But this looks quite nice. And it looks like at this stage, and I'm happy to take the trade on it, that we're going to see at least, it's going to be one of two things, gang. It's going to be either, well, I'll say, no, it's going to be one of three things, actually. One of three. It's either just a short-term move and you're coming up to the zag zone right now. So this could be really short, maybe. That's your zag zone, and it looks like we are going to quite likely, where's the previous area of support through here? Well, it's up here. Okay, and that's that spike, and you're looking at the top end, and that's sitting at around about $83,500. The most likely scenario, well, now that we've broken through here, is that we go into the zag zone and we get some kind of test up in here. If we start showing a lot of weakness, and then we start falling back out, if you do this and then that is very likely, okay, it's just up and okay, higher, lower high, and then we're going to keep heading down, right? Luckily, I'm in from around about here-ish, so if we break through, if we come up to 83,000 and then break back down through about 74,000, I'll get out on a very small bit of profit. Cool, but because I got in so early, and why did I get in so early? Well, because I know now the proper signals for entry and all that kind of stuff, again, through Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. But if you start creeping up through 83,500 through here on good volume, it's like, oh, hang on, this isn't just a flash in the pan, and when it doesn't look like we're doing that, it looks like we might be then retracing a larger move. And retracing can mean in both ways, right? So instead of retracing from here to here, could we be retracing the entire move? So that could still be the case. And then you've got its zag zone. But I would suggest if you start breaking up through that 85,000, that's probably the start. It's quite likely the start of something larger. The Bitcoin bottom could very much be in. Okay, if you start getting into this zone, you'd have to still be careful. But then the question would be, hang on, why are we getting back through that resistance here? And now what? We're making, you'd be doing something like this. You'd be making lower high. You'd be making a bullish change of market structure, right, on the daily time frame. That's really good. So you'd still have to be careful around about $101,000. So you wouldn't be able to say absolutely the complete bottom is in. But geez, if you started creeping through 100,000, 101,000, similar like I said before, that's the zone. If you did that and then fall back through, okay, sure, then this was just a little flash in the pan maybe. But if you start getting up through there, it's like, okay, brand new all-time highs coming for Bitcoin, and I guess the bottom was in. So I'm happy to take that position now at the real potential at this stage, Pico bottom, and maybe a brand new run for Bitcoin. Or I'm happy to just take the trade and you sort of watch for weakness around about 83,500 and then get out with a nice little tidy profit. Now, how did I do it? Just so you know, I did not buy it on a regular crypto exchange. So I have to manage it a little bit more, but I bought this, just so everyone knows. This is the BitMEX. I don't necessarily recommend anyone else do it, but I bought BitMEX. BitMEX is a 2 times leveraged Bitcoin ETF. So a little bit more risk, but with more reward. Okay, so it's 2 times leverage. So if Bitcoin goes up 10%, the price of this goes up 20%, roughly. Okay, if Bitcoin doubles, this more than doubles. Okay, well, doubles, it's double. Really? So that's what I got into, and it's on a stock exchange. Okay, and luckily there's overnight trading as well, so I can get in and out regularly. There's actually not really there's no not closing for it. It's just that the volume's a little bit less during the overnight trading, so I can still manage it pretty well. So that is not BitMEX, BitX, BITX. Okay, so that's Bitcoin, and that's my current play for that. Speaking of, if you do want to buy Bitcoin and you don't want to do it yourself, head over to stormrake.com. They're a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Why would you want a crypto broker? Well, if you want to buy a whole bunch of it in one go, you need access to deep liquidity. They have deep liquidity, okay? If you want to buy with ease because you're not really into crypto, you couldn't be bothered logging into different, it's just like, who cares, right? You don't want to do all that stuff. Get the experts to do it for you. You have a dedicated broker, like an old school stockbroker from the 80s. You call them, send them an email, jump on the live chat, and tell them what you want. They'll handle it all for you. Now, obviously, they charge a fee. That fee is actually really good. It's a 3% service charge. Now, that's actually pretty darn good. okay, and you get a better deal when you sign up through me. But even 3% is not bad at all. Even places like you still have to do it all yourself. If you go to Coinbase or CoinSpot or all those, they still charge a decent percentage. It can be up to like 1.5, 1.75%, kind of up there, and that's their stated percentage. And what they might be doing also is hiding some percentage premium extra in the buy and sell amounts that they're buying and selling for. So they're putting a little cream on the top of the market price and a little bit cream underneath. It's like buying, again, like if you buy precious metals, the premium over spot, the premium under spot, they might be taking a little bit of extra, and it's hidden fees. Now with stormrake.com, there's no hidden fees. You're buying at the market price. You're buying at spot price for Bitcoin or whatever crypto you want, and they just charge a flat 3% fee, okay? However, if you sign up with my referral link, and I'll put it somewhere below, you get 2% brokerage fees for the life of the account. And they're doing it all for you. And if you send this to your friends and your family, because they don't know about crypto, they just know they want to get in, stormrake.com is the best way to do it. Okay, they're all around the world and they're the best. So my humble opinion, buy through them, use my link, I'll put it somewhere. Cool. Sorry, had to do that. Let's go to some comments. Let's now go to some chart requests and we'll go from there. Great to see so many people watching here today at Good Morning Stackers. Someone asked for, and I didn't get to do it last time. Duke Slayer is asking for HYMC today. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to look at it here. Let's go. HYMC. HYMC. Oh, okay. Highcroft Mining Holding Corporation. I think I may have looked at this before. Okay, cool. Here is HYMC. Oh, yes, I have looked at this before. Okay, so I won't spend too much time on it. It is Highcroft Mining Holding Corporation, listed on the New York Stock Exchange. I'll keep it on the linear. So what's the deal with these guys? Okay, big company, $4 billion, and they engages in the exploration, mining, and development of gold and silver properties. Cool. So on the linear scale, yeah, of course you broke out of there. You're probably asking more about the shorter term stuff here, aren't you? But let's just go from here to here for shits and giggles. I probably did this all recently. There and there. No, I have to take it from. Got to pop it on the log so I can see it a little better. Okay, so there's your absolute Pico bottom. Oh, yes, we did talk about this. Okay, we'll keep it very quick. I'll leave all the stuff on there this time. We talked about how the fact that it got out of on the logarithmic scale. Okay. Sorry, on log, not on linear, but we had that exact resistance there and we've broken out of it. That's good. Great. We're just coming up to a bit of an area of resistance here. So that's all you need to know. The volume is still tracking. There's nothing saying we're massively divergent. Higher highs, higher high, lower high. So you were going to get a bit of a pullback, and it looks like we did that. And so then if I take it from, let's take it from here and here. Yeah, it's reset it pretty well. I'm just kind of indeterminate. So I'll just say for the moment, while it's above that zag zone at $28.20, you're looking fine. Good. It's great. It's broken out. Fantastic. You can see the massive bullish divergence here, back here in 2020, well, between 2022 and the low of 2024, it formed a lower low, but look at that. If you had have seen that, and this is just a lesson for everyone later on, if you see a lower lows, major lower lows, and major, look at that higher low on the relative strength index, so it's diverging, that's a really good setup to know, I think this thing's at the bottom. Okay, it wouldn't be until you made a bullish change of market structure that you would have gotten in. So that would have been not here, not there, not here, not there, right there. And look what it did after we did that, because then it was making, clearly making higher highs and higher lows. This would have been, so this is your accumulation range. Where are we? I said I wouldn't spend much time on this, but this is your accumulation. So now you're in accumulation, right? So that's done. Accumulation. You're now in the public participation phase of this particular run. I don't know how long this run goes for, but you're in the public participation run. It's not yet showing any signs of divergence on the larger time frame on the weekly. Look, you're extremely overvalued. Just be wary around here. Be wary. I love the fact that it's still over $28. $28. If you start falling through $28, I would suggest then maybe just getting out for a bit. If you haven't taken profits yet on this and you have massive profits on it, take your profits now, take your initial investment out, and then wait to see what we do. Because if you start closing back through, and it's actually there, that would be a bearish change of market structure, because then you're making a lower high and a lower low. Get out and then just see what it does as it comes back into this zone. That's all I have to say about that. Cool. Let's go back. APX could get a nice bounce off the 618 today. Depends on the time frame in which you're talking. So I kind of need to know that, but let's go back to APX. APX, Appen, bouncing off the 618. So you could be talking about, we had all this here. Oh, yes, cool. Apex, Appen, APX, Appen, which was that, and that. Are you correct? You're correct, sir. On the linear scale. Yeah. So let's go there and there. So you're saying bouncing off the 618, which looks like you're talking about this and this. Oh, you are talking about like that and that. Good. Nice bounce. Great. You just need to see it now. That's perfect. Fantastic. That's what you want to see. So that's a zig and a zag. Let's take a look at the volume. Did the volume support the move? That's very important. Let's see. Or did the volume not support the move? So in the downward way, you don't want the volume to support the move. That's actually, see, take a look at that. That's not bad. They're kind of like the volume's not supporting it as much, if you can see there. And all I need to see to be confident that it's going to continue onward and upwards. Instead of that, I take it from here and here. So from that, if this is the little, and we're on the 4 hour time frame here, guys. So, does this line up with anything specific? Yeah, it does. I like the fact that it bounced off, but you have to get through this zone here. No, it's yellow. I don't want yellow. I want blue. Get through there. So get and hold through $1.82, and then you're good. So that's great that we've bounced here. Fantastic. Got to get through that zone. Get and hold through $1.82, and I'll say, yeah, great. So the bounce is done, and then, you're looking good. So $1.82 is your kicker to get through and hold through it specifically. Cool. Someone else had something. What was it? KCN chart request, please. This was from 70 Tony 1970. What year were you born, Tony? 70 Tony 1970. Okay, I think I know. KCN chart request, please. KCN. Sounds like a radio station. KCN. You're listening to KCN. ASX. Kingsgate. Yeah, I've done this before. Here is Kingsgate. Consolidated Limited. Ooh. Okay. Kingsgate. Let's take a look at the broader view. Ouch. No, I mean, ouch in a good way. Wow. KCN. Joe, stop it. I fucking hate that. Here's KCN on the linear scale. Had we already done this before? I think we had. And why did I go like this? Because look at the zag zone. Don't you love my presentation style? Here's the zag zone here. So you're at the very top end of it. Cool. Great. Fantastic. That's the battle zone, and it's the battle zone you need to get out of, because on balance of probability, I think I may have said this before, what you're probably doing is this. Over the longer term, you're probably doing this. 1, 2, 3, pick a point, don't know where it is. 4, 5. So you have higher to go. Ignore the prices that I'm putting them at. I'm just saying this is you're in the third wave. You're in kind of over the halfway mark of the third wave, and then you'll get some kind of wave 4 pullback, but you've got a wave 5 to go. That's good. I don't think you tank from here. So you might, again, this is on the quarterly time frame. This can take a long time to play out. Okay, I'll go into the shorter term. But yeah, you'll get some kind of rejection somewhere. And yeah, but once you start heading out through there, $7.35 Australian. Great. Cool. I'll have to put it back in. Let's go to, let me do this. Let's see where we could potentially find that third wave move. If that's the one, which it looks like it is. If that's the top of the wave 1, which it looks like it is. Bottom of the wave 2. Ooh, okay. So you have, KCN's gone through a really huge run, okay? From the bottom of the wave 2, that's over the last year, that's been 587%. That's pretty bloody good. So well done to everyone. You're also at, interestingly, so using the Fibonacci, trend-based Fibonacci tool from there, and there, you've smashed through the 1.618. That's actually the kind of the first level that you can find a wave 3 come into. Yeah, I'm definitely on linear as well. The 2.618 is the next one. So you've hit the 2.618. You're hovering around it. You're also hit exact. Look at it. It's exact. Oh, I love it so much. It's almost like Fibonacci and technical analysis can be quite predictive. Hey, again, for the reasons why, you can pick it. But yeah, pretty interesting. Hey, look at that. Right there, exact at the $7.35. So now we need to go in and see, are we noticing any kind of major resistance or weakness at that point? So you can see on the weekly, and I'll get rid of that for the moment. On the weekly, you can see we came back up, came to test it, back down. Of course, you're just going to get those kind of moves. And that's your 1, 2, 3. What this looks like it could potentially be is on the smaller scale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Could we be in the 5th wave here in the mini one? And then we need to see that if we are showing any signs of weakness. And yes, we are showing a bit of signs of weakness here. Okay. Yep. You've got some bearish divergence potentially playing out at this stage where you've got this kind of thing going on. So you've got, so after a 5-wave move, you get a consolidation. Could that be it? So you've got equal high, but currently lower high on the relative strength index, and the volume's still kind of good. So that's your saving grace, I guess. Volume's still not bad. Yeah, volume's decent actually. So you've made a higher high on the volume, but not a higher high on the price. So the volume could still be leading the charge, meaning you could still get a bit of a pump through here. Watch out for the fake out. So yeah, this wave 5 move might not be done yet. So you might get something like this, and this is all spitballing, right? But you just got to be careful around here. Do we come up here, make that higher high, that's the lower high, and then you pivot off here and then back down? So I would highly suggest, because of those couple of reasons, and that you're at the top end of that zag zone, and also it's up to like that 2.618 Fibonacci. If you have never taken any profits on KCN and you bought a lot lower, and let's say you've more than doubled your price, take your initial investment out, wait to see what the battle does, and if you start clearing and holding, if you start holding majorly through there, then okay, you can always get back in, but at least you've taken your initial investment out and you can deploy that capital somewhere else. So yeah, just keep creeping up through there. Okay, that's what we need. So I'd take some, and look, very overbought. Doesn't mean that's it though. Volume's still pretty good, and let's take a look at the stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI on the monthly time frame is pretty overbought as well down there. So it looks like it'd be wanting to have a bit of a tick over. So yeah, just be careful around here. Take some profits if you haven't done so already. What's the time? 10:15. Okay. I've still got some time. Thoughts on... Oh yeah, no shit. Yes, it is, Mark. 51.40 is less than 51.50. If anyone knows the 51.50 reference, if you're an old school 80s rock lover, then 51.50 you'll very much know. Thoughts on lithium? Okay. Lithium. LIT. Now this is the sort of the index. Okay. Every time it does that. Lithium. So I'd also want to look at what the lithium futures are doing. Do I have, is it that? No. Is it LI1? No. Okay, hang on. Lithium futures. LTH. Yeah, I mean it's been going hog wild recently. This is on the monthly time frame. I'll go back to lithium miners. So lithium miners on the linear scale, it is faffing around the top end there at that zag zone. That's really all you need to know. And it's also faffing around this previous area of resistance as well. You can see in here. So is that resistance becoming resistance again? It's at the top end of the zag zone. So yeah, you're just kind of at that battle zone point. So I cannot tell you either way. You can see here on the weekly, we just made a little, technically we made a lower, well, we haven't pivoted, but a bit of a lower low there on the weekly. Bearish divergence, I bet you're getting. Yep, bearish divergence as well. So watch out here for lithium. Doesn't mean, and look at the volumes also making a lower low. And get rid of that. Sorry, gang. Let me show you all of that. Just watch out around about here. Yeah, you're kind of at the top end of the zag zone. You have... Now, it could just shoot through. Totally shoot through. Cool. But higher high, lower high on the volume as well. So kind of double blinkers saying that a bit of divergence going on. I would be careful here. You need to see it creep back and through about 76 in order to say, okay, a bit more of a move we've got. And if you start doing that through $68 roughly, yeah, then you're going to get a larger move down. Cool. Just be careful. All right. Joe and leverage. Yeah, I know. I request Freebird. What is Freebird? Ernest. Do I have my mascot for the day? I think I do. Great. Everybody, welcome Ernest. Ernest Gooding, who is our mascot for today. None of you all know what silver is going to do. 2 exclamation points. Of course we don't. No one knows 100%, but using predictive and reactive TA can really help you to see what the major levels are. And even as I showed you on the silver chart before, the pathways are very clear on that short-term time frame. If this, then that. If this, then that. And none of you all know what silver is going to do. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Absolutely. I absolutely do. Let's take a look at silver. I'll get back to Freebird. Let's take a look. The market has opened, so let's take a look what the market's doing. Why did I do that one? I don't know. Go back to the gold panel, Joe. Silver is, the market's open. Let's see what everything's doing. On the 4-hour time frame, not a lot. So we've just opened for the day. Yeah, as I said to you, and maybe you didn't see it, Ernest Gooding, but this is its current range, and that is it. So I'll get it off I need it on the logarithmic for this one. So if this, then that. Nope. Yep. Nope. Whatever. So if we break through that $86, the pathway is pretty clear now. That's looking really good. And if we break down through there, the pathway is pretty clear that we're going to be heading down further. And on the longer term time frame, Ernest Gooding, That's what we are doing. That's the general pattern we're doing on the longer term time frame. This is the quarterly time frame. Okay, that kind of thing. Ignore the exact prices, ignore the exact timings, but that kind of thing. Now because I've put the 3 there, don't assume it's going to 190. I mean, possibly lower, but that general pathway is what is happening for silver, and I know that 99.99%. And if you want to be a technical bro, Ernest Gooding, and go, well, technically no one knows because, we find an asteroid full of silver. Yeah, no shit. I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but yeah. So that's Ernest Gooding. And someone wants, I request Freebird. What's Freebird when it's at home? Freebird. Okay. What's Freebird? Freebird. Is that it? I don't know what that is. So can you give me a ticker? Unless that was a joke of some kind. I don't know what Freebird is. Can't even find it. So can you tell me what Freebird is, please and thank you? Otherwise, we get out of here. But we won't get out of here yet. A couple more comments, and I'll take a couple more chart requests. In the meantime, do you want to see something cool? Look at this. So obviously this is Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I'm doing their year-long comprehensive, but look what I made. On their courses section now, it's actually it's called School now. So if you go to masteringthemarkets.com, click on School, you'll learn about their courses. I'm doing their year-long comprehensive program. You can also do the 10-week short course, which is the absolute base fundamentals, which you need if you want to be a better investor. Like, don't be blind. Don't go into this blind, oh, just buy here and sell here. You don't know necessarily. Okay, now you might get lucky, and good on you if you do, but you can't say that you did it on proper data and proper analysis. Okay, and again, it's just I buy on the regular over the long term. Great. Buy and hold silver. Fine. Fantastic. Later on down the track, because you've got a really long term mindset, you'll be just fine. Okay, maybe you don't need the technical analysis skills, etc. But if later on down the track you're like, well, silver's really high now, I think I want to rotate it into something else. What should I rotate it into? You need to learn the basics of technical analysis, okay? Because we teach you about rotating into things, etc. Cool? Here's what I made, though. Look at this. I made this, except I didn't do all the graphics. I recorded an overview of the 2 courses, Tech 101 and Tech 201. I even give you a student experience walkthrough. What is it like to be with a student? Pre-recorded. Okay, what's it like? So I show you through the course, the student course portal. I show you through the Mastering the Markets Academy and all the amazing stuff that you get extra, complimentary as well while you're doing the course, for free while you're doing the course. It's normally a $250 a month subscription service, but you get it for free while you're doing it. That's whether you're doing the 10-week course or the year-long course for free, okay? All those extra stuff. And then I talk about the courses as well, it's an 8-minute video, and it's now on the website too. So I did that. I edited it together, and then the wonderful graphics people put on the cool graphics and things. So check it out at masteringthemarkets.com/courses, or just go to masteringthemarkets.com here. It'll take you here, and then you go to the school section, and then you can watch that video. Listen to my voice. Let me explain it to you. And then if you want to find out even more, and if you just want to sign up, then you just send me an email, and I'll tell you about the prices, etc. Send me an email to joe.main joe.main@masteringthemarkets.com, joe.main, masteringthemarkets.com. And of course, when you want to buy precious metals, buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They are the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. I don't have time today to do a bullion price watch, but as I've shown you just recently over the last couple of weeks, every time I do a silver bullion price watch, Perth Bullion Exchange comes up as the cheapest every single time, and you get free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your order as well. Are these guys charging currently over $200 Australian for an ounce of silver? No, not like Australian Bullion Company and some of the other ones, but others are doing much better, okay? But there's some that are absolutely gouging their customers because their customers don't know any better. Go to Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, check out their range. It's amazing. And they actually have silver. And also, did you know, silver, if you want even more exclusive access to silver. From Perth Bullion Exchange, head over to my Silver Investor Club. It's a lively club of like-minded silver investors. Okay, we have a hangout, a special live stream, private live stream with the silver special happening tomorrow. That's for the private premium members. Okay, at least go over and check it out. I'll put a link somewhere, and then it's from as little as $5 per month, and you can see here all the stuff that you get included. There's quarterly silver giveaways for the standard. There's monthly silver giveaways. Monthly. You can win free silver every single month by being a premium member. There's the weekly silver bullion specials. And my point with that thing was these silver specials are specific to Silver Investor Club members only. They're held for the group only. They're not sold to the public. So if Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange gets in 500 ounces of something, he keeps half of that for us, or a certain amount for us only. So it trickles out much, much more slowly. So if you're like, silver's going through the roof and I can't find anything, you can pretty much always, unless it sells out, be able to get silver through the Silver Investor Club. Okay, I'll put a link somewhere. Now I can go to all my other stuff here. Final comments and we'll get out of here. I don't know what the Freebird was. Hey mate, new silver stacker here, says Captain Schmoker. Do you have any advice on how to navigate this volatile landscape? That's a really good question, Captain Schmoker. No, I like the name. Yeah, cool. Let me give the short answer that I've told about 1,000 different customers over time. Nusa, do you have any advice on how to navigate this volatile landscape? Yes. Like everyone's going to say to you, all the regular stackers, just buy on the regular. It's called dollar cost averaging, or DCA. DCA is the way. Don't worry about picking the perfect prices. Just buy on the regular. Once every paycheck, once a month, pick at the same time every month. Now you do this at the same time every month or every paycheck because you're not concerning yourself with the price. Don't. You just want to average your cost in over time, because we know where silver is going, again, 99.99% sure, over the longer term, right? And the other thing I'll say is if you don't have yet a core stack of metal, so if you're just brand new, right, and you haven't, let's say you want to get to a silver goal, and if you can get to that goal now, probably better to do it now rather than in little drips and drabs. So let's say, for example, you have $10,000 to spend, $5,000, pick a number, I don't care what it is. Buy as much silver as you can and buy the biggest, try and get as many ounces as possible, okay? So for example, buy the biggest bar that you can afford, because that's going to lower your price per ounce. The larger you buy, the cheaper over spot price it becomes. So if you've got $5,000 to spend, buy a kilo of silver. And that's your core stack of metal. And then every regular paycheck, regular whatever for you, then just buy in smaller amounts. Buy 1 ounces, buy 10 ounces, etc. But get your core stack that you're happy with. It's like, okay, I'm set now. If I don't ever buy any more silver from here, I'm kind of cool with that. So buy as much as you can now, and then dollar cost average in. And don't sweat the small prices here. I like to talk about the smaller time frames, the 1 hours, the 4 hours, etc., because it helps me. It informs me with my technical analysis on the longer term time frames, because whatever works on the 1 hour works on the 1 year. Whatever works on the 1 minute works on the 1 year and greater. Cool. Yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. I saw Leonard Skinner play Freebird. Oh, I request Freebird. The song. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, now I get it. They opened for ZZ Top. Oh, that was you doing it before, was it? Oh, okay. A song. Sorry. Is ILT in a wave 5? Thanks, Joe. Next chart, please. Pen, I probably don't have time for any others. I am never going to forget Joe to try to... Sorry. That'll be the bloopers. Mastering markets will be key. At Gold Coast this year. I won't be coming to that as far as I'm aware, unless someone wants to sponsor me to come up to there, to the Gold Coast. What date is that, Mark? Can you let me know? Sorry. Freebird. Could the silver had topped B wave and has taken path towards $50 or forming a triangle? The short answer is yes. If we do some key things on the 1 hour, I showed you that before. So if you just go back on the replay, watch the first silver section, I say if this then that. So yes, the short answer is it could have B-topped wave and going into a C wave, down to possibly into the 50s, yes. But we're just in this little range at the moment, and once we get through either way, we'll have a better indication of yes or no. So just watch the thing. I don't have any more time for chart requests. But I always give precedence. So if someone does a super chat, then I will do the request. But I think we're at the end of the show. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the advice. And yes, I will now never live down someone requesting Freebird and then I go look it up on thing. I was like, what's Freebird? My apologies. Now, if you had have said I request K-San, I would have been like, oh, I request horses. I request Jesse's girl. Sure. I don't know why Freebird just went completely over my head. Apologies. Yeah, that is it, my funky people. What I need to do now is I need to get rid of this for a second so you don't hear that. And then I need to put that on. And then what we do now is the final, 25th and 26th of March. Yeah, I'm not going to the Gold Coast one. I would love to. You want to fly me up there, Mark? That'd be lovely. But you'll get to meet David Bird. And what is it for? Is it the Gold Conference? Is it? Anyway, good. Yeah, Mastering the Markets. Great. What am I doing? Yeah, we're dancing it out and we are getting out of here. Grab your tasty beverages, people, because you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh, yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning,
Daggy dancing time.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
And let's do the
Synchronized slurp.
3, 2, 1.
Power on the move. Good morning.
Thanks for watching my weird and wonderful and wacky show. It's pretty interesting. Hey, stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.